long time no recording. I feel like I have not picked up this camera in 40 days and 40 nights, but I did have the intention of recording last week, but at the same time, I had some other things going on, some girly things, girls, if you know, you know, that about just took me out. So I was just like, you know what, this week I'm not gonna film, and then we'll just pick it up back next week. So it was a little bit rougher than I thought, only because like I normally have rough periods, but it's been getting better like the last couple of periods that I have had. Just because I've been trying to do better with like my wellness and what I'm eating and what I'm drinking and just kind of how I'm trying or how I'm acting before, or like not how I'm acting, but like what I'm intaking before my periods. So I've been recently doing like cycle syncing with the last couple of periods, and pretty much what that is, it's like you eat, you drink, you kind of have like a little bit of just kind of more moderation during each phase of your cycle. So I want to make sure I'm telling you guys this right, and I don't just want to be talking out the side of my neck. So hold on, let's go to Pinterest. But you have 4 phases of your cycle. Right now I'm on menstrual, so that's just like the active phase of your cycle, like for lack of better articulation in words, like just where you're bleeding out. That's like the phase I'm in right now. My cycle usually lasts for like 7 days. I am trying to have that go down because I know I can. It was one cycle that I had like many years ago, and it was only 3 days. And I read that a woman, your cycle is not supposed to, it's not supposed to be painful, nor is it supposed to last more than like a couple days. And anything after that is like you have to start watching like what you're intaking, what you're drinking. Some of it is like genetics and hereditary. So yeah, I've just been trying to like learn more about that. Oh, sorry. 4 phases of your cycle. So I was going to Pinterest, right? So it's your, I think I can just name them off the top of my head: follicular, luteal, menstrual, and then your ovulation cycle. So yeah, I've ever since I've learned about that and just like cycle syncing, I've just been trying to do better with like what I'm doing. So usually like I just do yoga for like my movement of my body, but I do want to pick up some Pilates because it's so intimidating to me, but I do want to learn how to become a Pilates girly. So right now I'm just a yoga girly, hot yoga girly, but I do want to learn how to become a Pilates girly because I feel like that will help me with like my core, like all those things. So I do want to learn that. But yeah, so that's why I did not film last week. And honestly, because I didn't film like that, I didn't have any content. So this is like the first week where I'm starting off with like fresh new content, and well, the first day rather. So yeah, and it's Monday. We didn't have to go into work today because of the snowstorm. That wasn't even a storm, but it did get really icy, so it was best to just cancel the day. I think we have a late start tomorrow, so we're going in a little bit later. But it's still overall a pretty good week. One thing that I'm looking forward to this week, I signed up for a mindfulness class through my school. So I did a mindfulness class a couple semesters ago, but I wasn't fully into it how I want it to be. It was like an introduction to mindfulness. So during that time we would like get on Zoom. It was like it felt like the whole school just about. It was a lot of people. So it was a program at USC because that's where I currently go to school. But yeah, it was a mindfulness class. It was an introduction to mindfulness. So we just learned how to like just be mindful, to like just breathe, take breaths, kind of like a meditation type class. And then this one that I'm here, it's more that I'm doing on Thursday. That's when it starts. It's mindfulness with productivity. And I feel like with everything that I have coming up, like especially like looking into Tammy's Promise, just time with friends, time with family, time for myself, work, all these things, like I want to learn how to be productive but still be mindful of what I'm doing and not allowing just the things that could end up getting really busy for me to cause me to shut down and not do anything, because that's usually what I'll do. I think I had said on like a previous like little video that normally like whenever I get overwhelmed, I just shut down and I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna do anything, or like I'll just figure it out later, because it's like, I don't know, my body's just like overstimulated. But life just doesn't stop just because you're overstimulated. Like, you have to continue to roll with it, and you have to just kind of balance everything out, be productive, create systems and things in place that work with you currently, but also like work for your future self. And so I like listened to a TikTok, it was a while ago, but it was really, really good. And it was pretty much saying like, when you're doing these things, also think about your future self, because you're also wanting to be helpful towards like him or her. Like, you don't want to just do something for your current self, you want to do it for your future self too. And that can go with like a lot of things, but in that context it was like more so talking about like working for your future self, and don't just do something, or like be lazy, or like do something or not do something because the current you does or doesn't want to do that thing. Like, how is the future you gonna like look back and be like, oh, I could have went ahead and knocked that out, but now that's like another thing that I have to add to my plate. So I've just been trying to be really mindful about that, and that as well goes with intention on like why I'm doing things, the purpose, the reasoning, you know, all these things. So I'm excited that I'm doing that, because I had told myself that next time I have the opportunity, I do want to be like more hands-on. I think I only attended like one course out of that whole, like, I think it was for 6 weeks too. Out of that whole 6-week Zoom, I did like the very first one, and I was on the way home driving, so I couldn't even meditate. I was like, okay, Courtney, like, why did you do this? Like, it's a fresh week. As I'm ending one phase and going to the next, it's a fresh week. So I'm excited to see what this week will bring, all the things. Also, thank you to friends and family that has subscribed. My mom has been telling me like, so-and-so subscribe, so-and-so subscribe, and thank you so much for the support. It's really just like a daily vlog, like a personal diary of things, and I just really want to have this page be like really sacred to me, and just have these memories for future, you know, and just kind of be able to have something to look back on and be like, okay, like, I see the growth. Like, because oftentimes I don't sit still enough for me to like actually feel it or to see it in that moment, when it's just like, you know, and I don't want to live a life and feel that way. I want to be able to have milestones and things that I accomplish, and I have something that like documents those moments, and something too that I can like share with like family down the line, like my kids if I choose to have kids one day. Like, you know, just like a little documentation, a little diary, a little video diary. That's what this is to me. So I thank you for just being here and supporting, loving, sending good energy, good vibes, support, prayers, all the things. So yeah, but right now for the rest of my day, I am just gonna keep it low-key, research some things. I gotta do some reading, and I think I have a team meeting at 4 since we didn't go into work today. So yeah, I might record that, might not, but yeah, either way, I will see you lovely peeps later. Bye. Hi guys. Okay, so it is, what is the day? It's Wednesday, January the 28th. It's 5:23. Me and Annie were meeting each other at this place. It's near Glenwood, downtown Raleigh. It's in Seaboard Station. It's called, here it is, okay. Boatman Spirits Co. I'll like show it to you guys. Yeah, it's in Seaboard Station. We actually had came to the Biscuit Belly that's like right across the street, and we stopped in there because the music was calling us, and we were like, oh my goodness, like the hostess had showed us like a little tour of the restaurant. It was so cute, and he was like, on Wednesdays we do jazz nights, and so we always said like we wanted to come back on a Wednesday, and this is the perfect time to do it. It was like months ago, but we were like, well, let's catch up. We were actually supposed to go to something, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it, I'm so bad. It was something, but they were playing like J. Cole's album tonight, and like while they're playing the album you like do coloring and things like that. We were gonna go there, but then we were like, not feeling it, and I don't really like listen to J. Cole like that. So not to say he's not good, love J. Cole, but I don't listen to him like Annie does. So she was like, well, we can also like do something else, like if you're not 100% feeling it. And I was like, girl, let's just do something else. So we were just like, well, why don't we go to that place, that restaurant? And it was perfect because they're doing jazz tonight, and we're jazz girls, so period. So you're gonna kind of see me like just touching up because I just parked, and I know I need to touch up because today has been a day. it's been a good day, but this week has been a week, like, and I think it's because we are making up for the snow. Everything, like, we didn't go to work on Monday because of the weather, so we had to cancel patients, and we're trying to get them in because our schedule is booked and busy, which is a blessing. Like, that's a good thing to be able to say that we have a booked and busy schedule, but also, like, we don't want to push patients out far, like too far, because that's not a good thing. So we're just like having to make up and like get them back in and all the things. So, but I hope that you guys had a great day. I hope that you guys are having a good Wednesday, good hump day. Week is almost over, so praise be, honey, praise be. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what this little restaurant has. I'm going to take you guys in with me and probably get some like little videos, some little footage, and it'll be fun. But yeah, so after that, then I'll go home and prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a very, 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 very busy day, because we have a 7:30 start, and we're not leaving till like 5 or 6. And we're working through, mind you, and taking breaks where we can. So, and we might even be open on Friday. So it's a busy week. Thank God, Lily, she did have a vet appointment on Friday, but it got canceled because I think, well, the vet had a death in the family, unfortunately. So we moved it to next week. So yeah, but it's still gonna be a pretty busy weekend. I'm excited. I don't think I told you guys, but on Thursday I'm taking my first mindfulness class. I think I did tell you guys, mindfulness and productivity class. I'm excited to see what that's gonna be. That's tomorrow. And then on Friday I have a therapy session. So I'm just loving the intent behind just a wellness week. So yeah, you guys will see a little bit of that, probably give you like a little update of how it went. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what I will learn in my productivity class, because I am pretty productive. Not as much this semester because I'm not in class this semester, but for the most part I am pretty productive. And then because of work and like other things that I want to do for Tammy's promise, I am pretty productive. This lady like literally just parked right beside me. It's always weird. Like, I hope people don't think I'm crazy when I'm talking to a camera. But yeah, so that's that. And then everything with therapy, so that's always like good for wellness, just making sure like your mental is always in a good place, and like being able to have somebody to talk it through with you, or like to help you see things from a different perspective is always helpful. And also like to pray with you, to ground you, like all the things. So I love my therapist for that, because child, I be up here and I need to be letting it out. So she's like really good for like helping me to be able to like process my thoughts, because a lot of the times too, what I'll do is like, because I'm so like go, I don't have time to stop and process. Like, I use time to be like, oh, I'm gonna get over it eventually, or I'm just so busy, like I don't even have time to think about it. But then when we're doing that, like that's storing trauma in our bodies because we're not getting it out. And like the more like we ruminate on stuff and like we hold stuff in, that kills too. Like that is stress that's just building and you're sweeping things under the rug when you need to be getting it out in some way, form, or fashion. So I healthily choose to get it out, and that's one of the reasons why I got a therapist, because to be able to help me to process things, see things in a different light, talk through my emotions, learn how to communicate that with other people, because instead of like holding a grudge or like being like passive aggressive, because it makes all the difference. So I think everybody should have a therapist. That's just my TED talk. But you know, it starts with you. Like it starts with you realizing like, hey, like, okay, like maybe I do need help, or maybe I do need to just talk to somebody and they help me to process this differently. I think a lot of the times in my community, especially the African American community, we see therapy as a bad thing. We see therapy as like, oh, like we don't need that, or like if you need a therapist, like you're weak. No, you're weak because you're not choosing to get that help. You're weak because you think that you can tackle on everything and then wondering why you're fighting all these demons, because you need to go see a therapist, or like you need to get some type of like mental wellness in your day-to-day life. Like nobody is meant to do this life alone. That's in the Bible. God said literally man should not do life alone, and we shouldn't, because it's not meant for us to. If we're gonna sit here and try to do it by ourselves, we're gonna be miserable, because this life is hard. And you know, God didn't promise us that we were gonna have an easy peasy, like beautiful life. Like, you know, does God make life easier? Jesus, yeah, walking with Jesus does make life easier. But also, he also was the same God that said, in this life you're gonna face many trials and tribulations, and you are. when we're with him, when we're doing life with him and we're incorporating in our life, he's walking with us, giving us the wisdom, giving us the guidance, giving us the patience and the strength to be able to face those trials. But also he's putting like resources there. So seeing a therapist or a therapist is a resource. And I think that everybody should have a therapist because it makes all of the difference, you know? And I think it's a quote too, where it says like a lot of the times people go to therapy because the people in their life who don't want to go to a therapist, but they were kind of hitting with that. But no, I do think like going to a therapist, it's so helpful in so many ways. You learn a lot about yourself too, and then it's like you just kind of are able to grow in so many different facets of your life. But you got to like be vulnerable and be open and be honest, and you have to be willing and ready to do the work first with yourself. And that's really what it's all about. And so I'm happy that I have this therapy appointment coming up with my girl. It's been a long time. I haven't seen her in a while. So usually we do like bi-weekly, but I think the last one I had to move because of something that came up. But I was like, I'm in a good place, girl, so I'm fine. I'll see you next week or the week after that. So, but you shouldn't just go to therapy like when you're in bad places. Like go during the good and the bad, like if you're able to go. But yeah, you shouldn't just go when you're in a good place, in a bad place. Yeah. So, but yeah, I am done yapping. I'm waiting for Annie.
I was in that office. Oh my goodness, girl, the
for 40 days and 40 nights.
And 40 nights, child. It was like,
hi.
My name is Dr. Allison Pimentel, and I am so happy to welcome each and every one of you here today to this Mindful USC course, Mindfulness Meets Productivity. It's a new offering for us, and it's one that comes, I think, right on time, as is evidenced by the huge response we had when we listed this course. Hundreds of you registered. And I'm so happy that you're here. It's beautiful to see members of the Mindful USC community and also new people who are coming in drawn by the promise of less overwhelm. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the moments of our lives as they unfold with a certain kind of quality, with clear seeing, with kindness, with the willingness to be with things as they are rather than fighting with reality. And this journey that we're all about to embark on together is really a very granular and tangible way of doing that, of bringing mindfulness into every moment of our lives, into everything that we encounter, so that we can move through the world with a lot more skillfulness and groundedness and compassion. So with that, I will turn it over.
Our capacity to protect our peace is really what I train, what I develop, what I coach people in. And I mean that not just in a kind of existential way or in a mindset way, but actually in a day-to-day practical way. So you'll see that where we're going to start in the work really is working at the internal level of how do we protect our peace in terms of, it's not protecting ourselves from ourselves, but how do we make sure that we're not falling prey to survival mode over and over again in our day-to-day. So really what we're trying to do here is we're going to teach you a set of principles to abide by in your life so that you're really established at the level of being that vertical plane of life should be stable. You'll see that line is not perforated, that the doing line, the horizontal plane of life, is the one that's perforated. Because what we're doing is we're saying, when you're established at being, and then you go into action at the doing plane of life, you get more power, more self-control, more creativity, more peace of mind, more joy, more clarity. And what we're doing with the work that we're going to go through today is we're kind of kiboshing the belief that the stabilization that we want to feel, that we crave feeling, is actually going to come from the doing plane. We know it's not going to come from there. So what we're looking for is making sure that we're established at that level of being as we go into action, the doing plan, I'm all about getting things done. I love it. I'm like, okay, what's a new project I can take on? What more can I do? How more can I participate in my community and serve the people around me? But again, never without being established internally. Okay? So that's what we're going to address today, is that stabilization at the level of being before going into action at the level of doing. Go forward this next week and bring that awareness to your experience. It will help you. I also just want you to know I wouldn't be asking you to do this if I didn't have a way out of the survival pattern for you, right? I wouldn't want to leave you like, oh, but I'm aware of it, now what? So we are going to get to that place. But the first week, the majority of our experience is going to be just witnessing the pattern, just seeing it, bringing such heightened awareness to it so that once you see it, you can't unsee it. And then we're going to give you a choice about how to get yourself out of it in a moment-by-moment practice as we come back together next week. We're at 3 minutes to closing. I want you to know that your homework this week, again, and I can't encourage it enough, is to keep tracking the pattern. Keep tracking the pattern. So keep noticing what's coming up when it's coming up, and then notice the nuance of your experience. Notice the subtlety. Right now, it's likely that you will have tracked the more obvious aspects of your pattern. But subtlety is really key to this practice and to this exercise. So the more nuanced aspects that you can notice of your pattern, the better, because then we have a chance at bringing awareness to it and working with it. Okay?
Hey guys. Okay, so it is Thursday, January the 29th. Woo child. It's been a day. 5 almost full columns. 7:30 to 4. No breaks. 4:30 a.m. start. Was it 4:30 for me? Yeah, 4:30 a.m. start because we went in at 7:30. And it's been a day. My day's just now like winding down. But a good day overall, productive day, fulfilling day, and yeah, a long weekend. So I'm excited about that. I just wanted to come because I just got out of my first week of my mindful wellness class, and also tagging along productivity, and it was actually really good. It's a big class. It's like about 150 something people were on tonight, and pretty much the point of the class is to teach us how to be mindful and be productive at the same time. And that's pretty much like the scope of the class. Like each week we're going to be looking at something different. And so this week it was kind of just like an introduction to the class, and then also learning about our survival patterns and how we operate when we're in survival mode. And while I didn't go in depth in like the actual class because I just didn't feel ready or like confident to yet, we did have the opportunity to do breakout rooms and I didn't do it, but that's okay. My goal next week is to like participate in the breakout room, because one of the people that's in the class, she said the same thing. Like she was like, oh, like I didn't feel confident to be, or not even confident, like I just was nervous to be in the breakout room. But her kind of like feedback was like it actually helped me to be able to like name my patterns and see them in a different way, and also like learn from other people how they survive like when they're in like flight or fight mode, and then also like how they overcome it. So I think next week I'm telling myself I'm going to go into a breakout room and I'm going to be vocal. So yeah, but this week, first week, and I feel like we started off like really strong. Like the teacher for it, Amira, she had started off with like first like we have to like look at the internal level, which if you know me, you know I'm all about like mindfulness, especially when it talks about like internal work and like all the things. And in order for us to be productive and to be at peace when we're talking about productivity, we have to first do like an inside level scan, inside level work, which makes sense. I feel like we need to be inside a lot of the times more than we're outside with kind of every aspect of our life. And she said that peace needs to be the foundation for high performance, because when you're at peace, or peace is the foundation for high performance, because when you're at peace, like you're able to perform well. Not only are you able to perform high, but you're able to perform well because you have a peace within yourself. Like you don't have any limitations. You don't have like, your worth isn't tied to how much you do or how much you don't do. It's more so just like, okay, like I know whatever I get done today, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to be at peace about it. And whatever I don't get done, that's okay. Like there's a whole other day that comes after, today. But I do think peace is really like the foundation and like the laying stone for everything that we do. If we're at peace with ourselves, then that's really all that matters. And I think in Solange's album, I don't know the name of it, but it's the same one that Cranes on the Sky is in, Percy Miller, he has a like a little interlude. I don't know the name of it right now, but I used to listen to it like every day. And he was pretty much saying like you have to be at peace like when you lay your head down at night and like with what you're doing. And if you have peace, pretty much like you're good. And I think that is, well, I know that is true. Like you have to be at peace. Like peace really is just kind of a really big factor for a lot of things. Like, I know personally, like in my own life, like I have to have peace about things, because when I don't, that's when survival mode comes in, and that's when like I'm panicking, I'm freaking out, anxiety, depression, all these things, because I don't have peace. Like I don't feel good about it. So yeah, and the end goal after all of this, after all these 6 weeks, because the class is for 6 weeks, is to have a peace of mind and to be able to learn more about ourselves, but carry these things that we're learning, these skills about ourselves and that we're going to end up learning, into our future. Today we learned about, like I said, our survival mode and our survival pattern, and I had to identify, or we had to identify what that was. And being that this is like my video diary and my journal, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it because it's my channel, and it's like I feel like I want to be able to look back and see my growth. So we're just going to talk about it. Actually, talking to my therapist about this, I was like, hey, I noticed like I often just shut down. Like I isolate. I just be like, okay, like if I don't go off, which normally I don't do a lot. Hey Lily. Normally I don't do a lot, but I often just isolate and I shut down and I just don't say anything, and I hold all that in, and that's worse than like getting it out, like, you know, because it's like I'm holding on to that. And like I said yesterday, like that causes stress. Like holding on to so many different things like causes stress, so that's not a good thing to do either. You know, it's better to get those feelings out than to hold on to them and resenting, like, because I'm only hurting myself if I'm not telling somebody like how, you know, this affected me, or like, you know, like that we need to have a talk, or like whatever. Like it's only going to come back on me in so many ways. So I'm learning, and I've learned that it's better to just address it head on and just like in the moment when you feel or when you notice something, versus letting it linger and play out. Because I really can't blame the other person, you know, because they don't know. If I don't tell them, they don't know. So I'm learning that. So yeah, and that's why I said like fawn, because oftentimes like I'll just people please, or I'll just like want peace, so I don't say anything, and then like end up harboring those feelings, and that's not on the other person. Like at that point, that's on me. So yeah. The question that was pawned tonight for discussion was, what is or was the most disruptive and or upsetting aspect for me, like once I realized this and I was able to like to track it and see this like kind of out in real time on paper. And I said the biggest one for me, like the biggest upsetting aspect, was like between mental and emotional, because I really do get to myself and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so hard on myself. It's the inner critic, and it's just like, girl, like you don't have to be so hard on yourself. You're human. Give yourself grace. Like the doubtful thoughts, like thinking I'm not smart enough. And it's just, I do remember like a point in time where it was just like I was feeling that way about everything in my life. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like one little mess up, one little thing, you know, I was just so hard on myself. So that kind of was upsetting, because I really do let it take a toll on me mentally, when I shouldn't. Like I need to give myself grace. And then the second one being emotional, because I said emotional because letting things have such an effect on me to the point where, you know, I let it change my behavior. I guess behavior can be up there too, but like let it change like my emotional state, my behavior state. Nothing should have that much of an effect on you to where it changes that at that level. Not even myself. You know, like I shouldn't let me feeling, you know, just overwhelmed, and I guess just like, I don't know, like I guess I shouldn't let it have that much of an effect on me as I do. Like now I feel like I'm better because I have a routine and I have something that keeps me grounded, but also I'm also not in a semester of classes right now. I'm also, you know, like kind of like in the planning phase of things where it's like, okay, it's getting a little crazy but not yet, but I know I need to like start soon, like really diving in. I'm not in a full-fledged thing where it's like classes, full-time schedule of work, full-time schedule of classes, you know, in community, volunteering, shadowing, all these things, you know. It's kind of just like I'm not there yet, and I know what that will look like once I get there, which is why I'm trying to learn these habits now, because I've done the thing where it's like, okay, busy girl, schedule, da 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 da, barely have time for myself, and I get overstimulated and I get overwhelmed, and it's just like, but I'm such in like the thick of it that I'm just on go. Like, you know, I'm just on go. I don't take the time to like sit and reflect I just let everything that I'm feeling, the frustrations, if I'm feeling them, the disappointments, the doubts, all those things build up over time. And then when it's like, when I'm at my peak, then I lash out. Even if I have therapy, I'm just like, you know, my therapist will be like, how are you doing? I'm like, good, great, amazing. She's like, how are you really though? Because she knows. And it's just like, I don't sit long enough to really just sit and think about my feelings. Like, think about like how I'm really feeling, you know? And I'm getting better with that, yes. And I feel like this class will help me so much, like, be able to do that more on the productivity side of things, like the production side of things and my schedule and things like that, on top of therapy that will help me with like my emotions and processing things. But yeah, so I just yeah. I don't know how I got all that off of like me just updating you guys about my class tonight, but it came out and it said, and this is like, for me more than anything, like, you know, just to be able to look back on and see the growth over time, because there is going to be growth. It's going to be growth. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where the next few weeks of this class is going to go. I guess Lily wants to say goodnight. You want to say goodnight? Lilith. Lilith. You want to say goodnight? But yeah, so I'm going to end it here. And I will see you guys later. Bye. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's
Counting down the
good.
days till spring.
Wait, you like counting down the days till spring? Girl thing.
Yes. That's like January was good for you. What do you think has changed? Just like more so, like not dealing with imposter syndrome or just reframing?
I feel like reframing, like in a really good positive way. Like I've been trying to like really stick to my word of the year, intention, and making sure everything that I do is intentional. And like from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. So I have noticed like I've journaled every single day. Like I stuck to that, like talking to God in the morning, giving him, like he's like the last person I talk to at night, and of course like in between the day. I've done that. I've done like yoga, meditation every morning, every night, no matter how I feel. The only time I didn't do it was during like, of course, like my cycle week, but I said next month, like I'm still gonna try to do it, even if it's like gentle. So done that. When I started like my goals for the year, I was like, okay, every single Sunday I want to like watch a sermon. If I'm not like physically where God is, like I'm gonna still like dedicate like my Sunday to him, like, and every day of course, but like specifically like Sundays. And another big thing that I've been doing, and I know it's only been like 3 Sundays in a row, but I've tithed every single Sunday, because I didn't used to do that.
Do you feel like peace isn't something like you've always never really prioritized, or something that, because sometimes I feel like we as humans, like, oh, I want a peaceful life, but we're not maybe very specific, or we're not strategizing ways, like what does that actually look like tangibly?
Well, girl, I feel like I prioritize my peace. Like now I do, because I'm just like, okay, like when we were like kind of talking about it, I realized like my top 2, I guess, responses are, it used to be fawn. Like I used to like want to people please, because I just didn't like have the tendency to like say no or like prioritize my peace or stick up for myself. But now I feel like I've gotten over that lump, and I feel like now it's like I have to put myself first, and that's not me being selfish, and even if it is, then oh well, but I have to put myself first, because like I have to be able to be peaceful and sleep at night and not be like, you know, I guess like so fearful of what other people are gonna say or think or treat me because I'm not doing what they want me to do.
Yeah.
So
which I think is a little freedom too.
It's a little what?
Level of like freedom.
Girl, yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You're not like consumed with like always feeling as though like you have to be in right standing with people around you.
Yeah.
That's like when God's calling you to certain things, like he didn't call maybe people around you with that same vision, so they might not understand it, they may critique it, it may not make sense. That's what faith is a lot of times. Like it's not.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're just maybe becoming more mature in your faith and just like releasing what God has for you.
Yeah. I feel like
powerful. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like you become more at peace when it comes to just your career? And
girl, no. I was just talking to God about that this morning. I was like, okay. This morning, 2 nights ago, I journal about it every single day. Hey, God, I don't know what to do. Like, I just feel so like dental school, not dental school. I feel like I'm headed in the right direction. I really feel drawn to California. Like, are you just telling me to take just step out on faith and go out there? Like, what in the world am I supposed to do? I don't know. I haven't, I'm still just trying to figure it out, and I'm trying not to lean on my own understanding. I'm really trying. I feel like I'm getting closer.
It might be time.
Yeah. I'm just gonna still pray on it and just see, because I want to have wisdom too, and I don't want to just jump into something.
And maybe it would be sometime within the near future, maybe within the next 6 months, just book a little flight out there.
Yeah, I'm planning to go out there for my birthday.
Oh, perfect.
So
maybe
September.
Start looking at places you want to live, and maybe kind of also let it be a birthday / networking type of trip, and meet with some.
That's good. Yeah.
I think it's maybe becoming more real. But the fact that desire has been in your heart for maybe over 20 years, I don't think you'll ever be at peace until it happens.
Girl, yeah, I know I won't. Because it's the fact of just if it's staying with me for this long, right? I feel like I would be so down and depressed if I just were to not act on it. And it's years later, and it's I'm literally in the prime of my, well, no, I don't have a prime. I'm always evolving. So I'm literally I'm literally just in a very good season in my life where it's okay, I really don't have big responsibilities. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. What really is potentially holding me back other than myself? You know?
About trusting yourself and the vision God has for you, and your obedience is tied to your favor, so that could be it too. So maybe this might be the year that you are moving.
Yeah. And it's so crazy, so crazy to think about.
So yeah, I think you're done with school. The next chapter is just you being a Cali girl.
Which is so crazy to think about. But I think I was telling Shannon the other day, I was oh no, Annie. I was I see my future, and my future is bright, and it's in California.
All right, now you done spoken.
I done spoken. Hi, Marv.
We out here at the Red Robins.
At the Red Robins.
Gotta get us a quick bite to eat after work. And she over here vlogging me, so y'all be seeing me. I'm over here texting somebody, telling them what I'm not about to do, and what I will be doing. So
I remember her saying, you're not gonna find peace about it until you do it. And then she also said, if you never do it, you're gonna be so hard on yourself and regret that. And you said, okay, all right, sir. And you said, I'm gonna be the one that has to live with that.
because if all of these signs and all of these things are pointing to you to do it, then you must honor them.
Yeah.
And you must do it. And you must do it. Every sign, if people are telling you, if things in your life literally happen, just happen. That point towards that, it's just random shit. Yeah. And obviously it means you're supposed to do it.
And at PBR, you met these, I think we told you, we met these random people, and she's from Maryland, and she was going to dental school at UCLA. I should have, but I didn't. And she was one of the last things she said, when we were leaving, was get into dental school at UCLA. And I was all these signs, everything, and it's a pool. I can't explain it. It's a pool. Like a pool.
You know what I mean, right?
I don't, so tell me.
If something is pulling you towards something, and it's something positive, then obviously you just have to allow it to have you.
Allow it to have me. Just take me.
For real. Like I said, even when you worry about certain things, you're concerned or whatever, about supporting yourself, being there and everything like that, Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it happen. It will happen. It has to happen. It has no choice but to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and it has happened.
That's happening. Yeah.
Seriously, like there's just, like I said, there's too much quarantine to actually happen for you to just ignore it.
Yeah.
Because like the therapist said, you will end up regretting that interview. I think sometimes it's real. And it's like, do you want to be stuck here in North Carolina?
No. I know.
Exactly. Especially when you have the opportunity to go. You're already taking classes there. You have a through line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be a new student.
You know. That's true.
It's just this time you're going to be a student on campus. You know? Actually living here. This is weird, bro. Just allow it to happen. But this is the year of planning. Plan.
You're planning.
Good.
And then I think the telltale sign, like I'll know for certain, I feel like. I know now, but I'll know for certain in September. During my birthday.
Oh, you'll know.
I'll know. Hey. Alright, so it is Saturday. It doesn't even feel like a Saturday. It feels like a Sunday. I don't know. Been like in a really reflective space today, so that's probably why, but it feels like a Sunday, but it's Saturday, January the 31st, and wow, we made it to the end of January. We made it to the end of the first month of the year. And normally I would say that this month, or like time usually goes by like really fast, but I feel like this month dragged out. I feel like January has been a long month, and I'm pretty sure a lot of that has to do with the fact of like the weather and me having to work a couple more hours, a couple more days when normally I wouldn't have to work. You know, I'm kind of on a stricter, more routine schedule. So being that we had to make up days, we had to stay a little bit longer, we had to hustle through, just work through sometimes 7:30 to 5 o'clock, and it just feels like the month of January has been long, but we made it. We made it through. This month, I feel, looking back over everything that's kind of happened this month, I feel like January was a good start to 2026. When it first came to be January, I remember I was just really like happy. I was really like proud of myself for writing down my goals, what I wanted to accomplish. You know, I felt like really like strong-willed, strong-powered, and I still do. I think me sitting down and actually taking the time out to write my goals and my dreams and my plans and every aspect of my life gave me something to look forward to, and it helped me to just be like, okay, like we got to stick to this. Like we got to stick to intention. We got to remember intention. If I don't remember anything else, faith and intention for sure. So I feel like I did honor that word a lot this month. I stuck. One thing that I will say that I'm really proud about is I stuck to posting on my YouTube. Do you want a drink?
Yeah.
Okay. You can be in the video if you want.
I know.
Okay. Well, I'm posting it today, so. One thing I felt like I really was intentional about with this month was posting every single week just about for my YouTube. I posted, this will be my third post actually, so I'm proud of myself because at first I was so nervous and I was like, okay, like I had to sit down with myself and say, I'm not doing this for anybody else's approval. I'm doing it because I want to do it and I want to document my journey of life, my journey of becoming, and I'm doing it simply because I want to do it. It's my video diary. I'm not doing it for anybody else except for myself. And it's okay if I mess up. It's okay if I don't get it right. It's okay if it's not perfect. But you'll never get to it being okay or being to a point that you know, like it to be if you don't at least try. If you don't at least put it out there. And I don't put it out here for anybody else really. If you guys watch, hey. If you guys don't, that's okay. I do it because I want to do it and I want to be able to have these memories to look back on, because when I do make it, because I'm going to make it, I can be like, man, like, you know, I really did that, and I documented everything, and I'm just proud of the growth, like seeing the growth years to come, months to come, days to come, weeks to come. But at least like I have something to look back on. It's not like something that's like lost in the many different versions of myself. So I'm proud of myself for sticking to that, and I'm proud of my growth in it, because at first I was so nervous. I was like, I did not know what I was going to talk about. I yap anyway once you get me going, but I just didn't know what I was going to talk about. And now it's like I feel like I'm just able to come up here and it just comes out so easily, and I'm able to just talk and be myself and all the things and just be free and be me. So I love that. And you guys have met my family, my friends, everybody that, you know, my community that means so much to me, and you're still going to meet more people as, you know, I continue to film and go through all different walks and facets of life, and just am on the journey to becoming. So that's just that on that. But yeah, so January was a good month. I had my therapy sessions. Those both went really good. I worked. I had some really intentional moments with friends and family. I signed up for a course that is really intentional, mindful wellness. So I love that, and I'm excited to see where that's gonna, you know, lead me and guide me, and what I'm gonna gain from that for now and for future. So yeah, I feel like January overall, like if I can give this month a word, I'm not gonna say intentional because I know y'all are tired of hearing me saying that word, but I would say it was very light. Like the month of January was very light in feeling. Like it was very light in my like emotions and how I carried it. I feel like towards more so like the end of the month, and I would just kind of say like this last to like today and yesterday, it was feeling a little bit not light, not heavy, but I think it's because like I'm in my mind, I'm in, you know, just kind of a stage where it's like I'm really having to make decisions, and just like I said, like once I kind of get in a space and like I have all these thoughts and I have all these dreams and these ideas, and it's like I just want to do it, but I feel stuck to do it in a way. I just kind of like, my mind goes into overdrive, and it's like I start thinking about everything. I start panicking. I start kind of stressing a little bit. But it's so funny because during my journal time with God this morning, one of the verses that I was reading, it wasn't even a verse of the day, but it was like another like little side verse thing, is, for I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And then also like another verse that I instantly like thought about like when I saw that verse, it was Jeremiah 29:11. So, you know, for I know the thoughts and plans that I have for you and that I think towards you. And so that helped me to just be like, okay, like, Courtney, you need to just relax. You don't have to worry. As long as you're putting in the effort, you're praying, you're communicating, you know, don't worry about anything. Like, just tell God what you need, and he's always gotten you. And also, you know, if you're standing in a promise that he's promised you right now, that means that he has you for the future. Like, you know, there's no need to doubt or worry or stress, and you just have to trust. You have to lean. You have to put in the work. Yes, you have to put in the work, but you also just know, like, any way that it goes, like, he has you. So if that means taking a move of faith and just doing that, then that's what that means. And, you know, you don't have to make a decision right here today. Like, you can think about it, pray about it, plan for it. Yes, like, you don't want to just do something, you know, without thinking about it. But then again, like, you do have some people that do that, and God carries them through, and it's just like, you know, but don't not do anything because you feel like you don't know the move to do. Like, don't be stuck. And oftentimes I get stuck. And so I'm trying to, like, just rest and know that he has me. I don't have to worry. I told him I wasn't going to worry. So it's like I can't go back on that now. So yeah, I think as I'm moving into February, just remembering to be in that reflective space and to continue to pray, to continue to meditate, do my yoga, be one with myself, film these moments because these are very real vital, pivotal moments of my life, and yeah, just continue to be intentional in everything that I do. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. I think, yeah, this has been a very, very great week. Very, very blessed week, blessed month. I want to have this video posted by tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I want to say thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in, thank you for just being a part of the Pages of Court fam and in my life. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next page.